everybody. This is Linda Carbonell, executive producer of Life School 101, and I'm co-host too. A wonderful, wonderful show. We're excited to have our guest today, and we're excited to get started. La la!
Hi, everybody. It's Mary Adams. So excited to be here with you today. We have a fabulous conversation. And today we are here with Holly K. Brooks. She is a dear friend, a mentor, a teacher, an amazing intuitive. And I've gotten the opportunity to not only know her from a business perspective, but also a personal perspective on her journey, a fascinating woman. And Holly, I'm so grateful to have you here on the show. Welcome.
Welcome, Holly.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm thrilled doing this. Would you ladies like to ask me some questions, or would you just like me to go?
Well, here's what I want to start out with is I wanted to have you explain what it means to be an intuitive. What does that mean?
Okay. So intuition is something we all have. And they used to say it's women's intuition. However, it is everybody's intuition. Intuition is that thought and voice in your head that says to you, go to the right when you want to go to the left. The way to practice is go to the right. Your intuition will answer your questions if you listen to your head. When I do a reading, if something comes into my head that is so left field and I think it's crazy, I say it anyway and it's right. So I have learned to trust my intuition implicitly. It's really important that you try, even like with the phone, don't look at the caller ID, but when the phone rings, try to see if you can guess who it is. That's a good way to start. Intuition is deep. You have to pull it up out of yourself. It is a tool. It helps you with your life math, and it definitely helps you solve problems. So that voice that's in your head, listen to it.
So I find that fascinating because we talk about intuition on a bigger level, really listening to yourself and acting from that place of truth. But I think it's one of those places that people really struggle with. And so when you talk about really being true to that, really trusting that, what is one step that someone could take to learn to trust that more and to be in tune with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this may not be the most fun way, but what I would suggest is when you come in your day, if you come across a problem or a question that you feel you have no clue about, that you cannot answer, be quiet, listen to your head. It's going to give you the answer. The difficult part is trusting it. The intuition is your truth. So say I go shopping today and I bump into someone and we both fall down and all of a sudden I feel like I know this person, and I stand up and I look at them and I do know this person, but only because I listened to what was in my head. If you have a problem, you are not getting along with your husband, your partner, whoever, think in your head, listen to your head, because you know what? We all know the answers, even if we're not that great at listening and trusting our intuition. It is a total matter of trusting that voice that is inside your head. Mm-hmm. Trust it. Act upon it. Don't think it's insane or crazy, because it's not. It is your truth, and it will make your life much easier.
Well, I had a question about that too. Knowing, and I always had a problem trusting my intuitions until I started having feelings rather than knowing what the head was saying. I was having more feelings, like you're around somebody that makes you uncomfortable, or you're around somebody you want to get to know, even though you don't know them. The intuition part, I think that's where it comes in. What do you think about that one?
Yeah. Beginning with understanding your feelings, like you said, that is the first form of intuition. I feel bad.
Yep.
Why? And then you can go into your head, intuition, and you probably know why you feel bad. It's a trust issue for everybody. I have said some things from my intuition that are so far out of left field, I cannot begin to tell you, but I say it, and I have the client go, "No way, you're wrong. That couldn't possibly happen." And then I get a phone call a few days later. I have to apologize to you because what you said, even though highly unlikely, happened. So first, go with your feelings. If you feel happy, do it up. If you feel sad, be sad. It's not a bad thing. It's human. If you're feeling kooky and crazy, do it. Act on it. If you're feeling happy, jump up and down. It's really important for whatever you're feeling, not just your intuitive voice, to act on it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to push these feelings away. Deal with them and own them.
I totally agree with you. I think I've been doing that. I mean, like teddy bear weddings and weddings with umbrellas, and building a fairy garden, going out and signing up for a fashion show. Right, Mary? I think that's my intuitive.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mary tells me that all the time too, don't you, Mary? Go ahead,
You're
Mary.
guiding yourself.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Well, I wanted to mention something about this because I work with a lot of people one-on-one and in groups, and we do a lot of work around identifying truth versus fear.
Yeah.
And truth versus story. And so I think that it's worth saying that for me, intuition is about that deep truth. It's that deep sense. And that sometimes within our lives, depending on what's happening, it can be confusing as to what is intuition and what is something that we're not necessarily seeing the full spectrum of. And so a good tool to identify in the beginning stages of learning when you're having that feeling, what is intuition and what might be a story, is to write everything down and decipher what is real here and what is a possible story. What is a feeling? Do I have a headache, and am I blaming for Joe Schmo for something? And so I'm making up a scenario. I mean, this happens a lot. And so for me, intuition is a very deep, it's a knowing, but it's a settledness. It's a calm place. Sometimes it's a spark of, oh, wow. And I follow that. I go, oh my gosh, did I pay that bill? Or ooh, what just happened? I had one the other day where my daughter had gotten in a car accident. And I had been having this feeling all morning that something was just really funky. And as soon as she called me, I knew exactly what had happened. And so it's not forced. It's I don't know, Holly, am I explaining it right?
Yeah.
It flows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It flows within you. One thing I love to tell my clients to write things down. Usually it's pros and cons, excuse me, that help them make a decision that I've guided them to. I feel that you were talking about reality. Our perception creates our reality. So how we see things adds up to how we live our lives. You spoke about fear, and I'm big on this. Two things. Fear is a liar. Don't believe it. What happens is, if you get scared and buy into it, your perception changes. And then you start to see things from the wrong home plate. You're seeing things out of fear, and it gets you totally off of your balance. Also, if something is scary to you, run right to it. Do it. If it scares you, do it. That's what it's there for. It will make you unafraid. It will help you grow. It will make you stronger. And so I think that you must, when you get scared and you hear that in your head, remember this line: fear is a liar, plain and simple. Yeah. And we don't need that in our lives. If we're afraid of something, it's more important to figure it out. Use your intuition. Why am I scared? Can I do this to get rid of my fear? Yeah, do it. Run right to it and do it. And there are things that I've been scared of and I do anyway. And it is never as bad as we assume.
That's for sure.
I really do. And fear, we live in a society where fear is manufactured for us. Yep. And the more we're connected into the news sources and Facebook and we're paying attention to that, we create more stress and in our life. And that creates more fear. It creates more anxiety when we feel like our physical space is not okay. And so a lot of what I teach is really removing yourself from those sources. It doesn't mean disconnecting completely, but giving yourself the opportunity to have that spaciousness away from fear and stress.
And one thing you're really good at Mary, too, is dream. Just dream bigger and bigger. I love that about her. She always herself tell me what. She's always good at that, and I just love that. And Holly, I was going to say to you too, is that people, your clients, the people that come to you, it must be a really good feeling when you can tell them this stuff, how to help themselves and how to find their happiness and how to find control of their life, and being able to listen to their intuitions and really pay attention to what it is that what their stopper is from going as far as they want to go. What is it, that stops you from being able to do that? And so I want to credit you on that, because just you talking about intuition, I was thinking about, the first time that I had this intuition that I no longer wanted to be sick. I no longer wanted to be sick. Okay. I no longer wanted to be sick. And I knew there was a way to get there. But I struggled. I could have used you there. For sure.
Well, now you can call me.
Okay,
if
great.
You need to talk.
Well, I got married too. She's wonderful to talk to. She just gets my little spirits right up there. So now I have you too. You can get my spirits up there too.
Good. I love my work. I love when people call me and they're muted and they sound a little confused and sad. By the end, we're laughing.
Yep.
And then I know it was a good reading. A good reading is an exchange of information between two people, the reader and the client. And a good reading leaves you with a feeling of hope. And so that's what I do. The other day, a lady who was 71 called me. I could barely hear her talk, and she was sad. By the end, we were laughing hysterically. And she thanked me for helping to pull her out of her head.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to, crayon outside of the lines. So I gave her hope and energy and tools.
That's so great.
So that's what.
Well, And I want to mention, Holly, you're one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. I've known you a long time. I met her years ago. She sent me an email. I was doing Co-Creator Network. I think it was like 9 years ago we met. But she's been cracking me up since. And she's also, something that I love about you is how you hold space. And together, we've been through a lot of challenges in life. We've been through a lot of stuff. Holly's one of my go-to people that I pick up the phone and talk to.
I could totally tell that she has a funny personality. I could totally tell that she had a funny personality.
Oh, she's hilarious.
No, I mean, as soon as I saw her, I knew. I said, this is another Linda's personality. I know for sure. I knew that.
Yeah.
My intuition told me that.
Humor.
That's it.
Humor makes everything better.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with my voice.
Do you have laryngitis?
I sound like Marge. Anyway, if you can inject humor into your problems and difficulties, I sort of see myself as a humorous clairvoyant.
Yeah.
When I post really funny stuff, and then I post spiritual. So I think being funny makes people more comfortable.
Yes.
If you can joke a little and get them to laugh. I actually had somebody email me that they wish they had a nickel for every funny post I posted, and that he looks forward every day to my posts. Keep them coming. Yeah. So they both serve purpose.
Yeah.
And it's me, laughter and spiritual. So it goes together.
Yeah, I always call me, I actively use my inner child.
Yeah, I think I am my inner child.
Me too. Right, Mary? She has one too. Wait a minute, Mary has one too. Right, Mary?
Oh, yeah.
Agree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't this great that we can all work together and just bring this to the world, Just bring all this information, you, Holly, you, Mary, and myself. I used to say that there was no way that I could have been a teacher of anything, but now I'm seeing that just by loving life and loving myself, it's teaching not only me but other people how to build their confidence and things like that, So that's my pride and joy is being able to teach and to definitely have fun. So it's like I'll go out and do anything. I'll do anything like fashion shows or anything else just to prove the fact that we are all beautiful. We can all be confident. We can all be happy with who we are. It's just a matter of, like you said, getting it out of your head and listening to your intuition, and then find what that joy you want is, and then go out and get it. I totally agree with that. You, Mary?
Reach
I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead, Holly.
Go ahead, Holly.
The difference between somebody who dreams that they're going to be the president of Coca-Cola and somebody who dreams that they're going to be the president of Coca-Cola and follows through, that's the person that reaches their goals and reaches their dreams. You can't just talk about it and say, I want this, I want that, I want to go here, I want to go there.
Yep.
No. You have to project what you want to do and then reach for it. Climb the ladder, get there. And when you think you're at the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Because you're really not at the end of your rope. Your head is telling you that.
Yep.
Tell your head to stop it. It listens. We listen to ourselves if spoken to correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You can be short and sweet and to the point. Get out of my head. I have other things to do.
Yeah. For sure. I think I try to do that every day. Try to separate, okay, so this is what happened yesterday, so let's leave that there and let's work on today. So I'll give Mary a call. Hey, Mary, what are we up to? I do it. I call her all the time. She's gonna lose my number in a little bit. Something like that. No.
Never.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
No. but I want to have a teaching moment here. I want to say that focus is everything. And a great way to maintain focus is to pick a word of the day, to pick a task of the day, to pick a job of the day, something that is going to improve your life and bring you to that next level. And it doesn't have to be huge. Right now in my life, I'm working on a lot of mastery skills. I'm picking the smallest things that are making a huge difference, either in my time, my day, my attitude, or my focus.
Yep.
And so, that's really what we're talking about is, whether you're moving away from fear or lack or negativity or blame, it's the same process. I sometimes write it on my hand so that I have to look at it. I need to stamp it on my forehead. Is what I need to do.
Well, and it's kind of funny because I've gotten in this habit now because I do have this inner child that just lives in here. I'll draw a picture, and usually they're like cartoon kids or, really nice ones, And then, like somebody sitting in the garden or whatever it is. And then once I get the drawing done, I'll write about it. I'll write the story about that picture, I've done it with my sisters, and it gets me going in the morning, gets me up in the happy level. Doesn't have to be anything big.
That's intuition.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You draw a picture, and then you write about it. You're understanding what you drew, and you want to put it in legible vocab. So when you do that, you're like scooping your intuition out of what you drew.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
It's good. The important thing in our lives, if you want to try and stay cool, I have a shirt that says calm is my superpower. So I love it. It's getting tattered. But if you can stay balanced, you can do this by, don't go to the past. Please. It's over. It's done. You can't change it. Hopefully, you learned from it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the harder things are, the more we learn. The more pain, the more gain. That's not just like a sports thing. And if you go too much in the future, bummer. You become anxious, and it stresses you out. And anxiety is defined as free-floating fear. So now we're fearing things. We're back to that. You got to go fear is a liar.
Go ahead.
So
you go ahead. I know we're at the end, but I want to make sure that people get to get information about you. And I know Mary will want to ask the same thing, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask it, Mary. Will you come back, please? Holly?
Me?
Yes, you.
I would absolutely come back. I'll run right through the screen.
So would you give people a little inspirational message in how they can contact you?
Sure. I have a couple. Follow your heart, but take your brain with you. Well, a lot of people follow their heart and it doesn't work.
Right.
You need your intellect. Obviously, do what scares you every day. Random acts of kindness can change the world. Say hello to someone you don't know. Open a door for somebody. I opened a door for a guy yesterday and he just about fainted. And being generous of spirit, wanting to give to others and caring for each other so that we're one. We're just one big, happy, intuitive family. And the world is pretty much a mess now. And I think it's important that we stay balanced. So don't go too far in the future and don't go in the past. You are where you are right now, which is listening to this show.
Yep.
That's it. So I just want to tell you that you can reach me, Holly Kimmel Brooks, at intuitivesolutions.rocks. And my phone number is 717-618-8217. You can call me, or you can just go to my site and book and pay for a reading online, and I will get a message and I will read you when you pick the time. So it's up to you. That's where I am. I'm glad I'm here, and the three of us are a hoot.
Yeah, we're having a ball, and I just want to tell you thank you very much. This has been absolutely fun. I'm glad I found a laughter sister in you, and I look forward to getting to know you better by having you, come back, or doing Zoom shows or whatever it is. But thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I'm glad that I've got somebody that really knows how to laugh, because you have a laugh. Just the same as Mary's got a special laugh too, right, Mary?
If I don't laugh through all the things I've been through, I'd be in the corner in a fetus position sucking my thumb. So that's, for me, not a choice. The choice is obvious. And I have had a great time, and I love you as much as I love Mary, because your personality and your energy is coming right off the screen.
We're going to have some fun.
I thank you for this opportunity, and
I'm going to draw you a picture. I'm going to draw you a picture and then send it to you.
Great. Should I write the story?
Go ahead. Yes, I'll draw the picture and you can write the story. Absolutely. I think that would be great.
And then we'll see. Why don't you write the story and I'll write the story, and we'll compare.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that one for sure.
And then we'll see the differences in how we perceive things.
Yeah.
Remember, perception is everything.
Yeah.
So stay balanced. Stay centered.
That sounds like fun. Really does. Mary, I want to go
Namaste.
I'm going to go on to you because we've got just like a minute or two.
Yes, thank you, Linda, and thank you, Holly, for being here with us. And I want to thank everybody out there for watching. We love doing this show, and this show is all about you. Life School 101 TV is bringing on guests and topics and going deeper, and it's an opportunity for us to come together and learn. And so I am so grateful for your participation. A huge and big thank you to CATV Channel 810 in Vermont. There is no way we could ever do this show without you. We are so very grateful. And CATV, you are helping us to create change in the world, and we appreciate that so much. And a special thanks to Jeff Cloud for our intro music and our outro music for the show. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And stay tuned, everybody. We're looking forward to seeing you again. Linda, I love you. Thank you.
Love you.
Holly, I love you. Thank you. Bye, everybody. I love you.
We love you
Bye.
too.
Bye.
My little girl, well, she means everything to me. She can lift me up, take me down. She can see inside of me, and I'm all rolled up inside her little arms tonight. There's no other place I'd